Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for part 2 of Funday Monday, where it's time to dick around. In part 1, we saw a nice introductory game from Plant F, whose noble opponent, Captain Bligh, who, in fact, his love of the game is so profound that he didn't even put the T at the end of his name. We didn't watch the last 3 minutes, where I wanted to give a shout out to Captain Blight for actually playing quite well and being very well-mannered at the end of the game. Manner is always an important thing. But you know what is the most important thing about StarCraft? Solving problems. It doesn't matter in what way you solve them, the experience, the joy of being faced with adversity, damn it! And solving that fuck! What is with that word? That adversity is what makes this game fun. Are we having fun yet? Let's go into part 2. Mommy, what's that verse, titty? Don't you dare say that in this house, young man. Wash your mouth. Alright, so right off the bat, we have Happy Funday Monday. It looks like some of the periods from Zhaoyij have been having 2 a.m. donuts. Sandman from Team Cow Eye. I kind of wish it was iCow, that sleek Apple product in all black and white. But no, it's just Cow Eye. The god of the Cow Eye peoples, Cowway, which of course, as you know, stands for I am Cow M. Now, Sandman will posit for us a rather straightforward question. He will posit, how does one defend an early expansion? In camp, letters in the top right. Collection many of the letters from our alphabet resides in the top right corner of this map. Sandman's going to throw in the early expand, and we're seeing kind of a typical play from letters up here. Letters getting a cybernetics core, getting a zealot, or some people who can't read say, zealot. That's what I'm going to do. If I ever become a really cool interviewer type and I need to hire like billions of people, I'm going to be like, read this sentence. And it's going to have words like zealot and finance and research. And if you say zealot, I know you don't belong here. And if you say research and finance, then you definitely don't belong here. Because it's Monday and we have to dick around. This is not MSNBC where we need to say things like, oh yes, he did research and finance before the harassment case. No man, he did research and finance before being sued for harassment. That's how we do it. So you have the Z-lots being produced down here. We got some stalkers queued up. You know, not the most well-executed fast gateway strat, but no big deal. Sandman is going Tempest. He gets a cannon on the outside. A mistake? No, it's actually correct to build cannons on the outside of these buildings because stalkers outrange cannons behind buildings. This will allow you protection from stalkers. All the rest of this stuff actually gets in Sandman's own way. So how's your side of the map? Nice weather? As always. Lucky. No fat periods. It's tempting to go over there. Now, he's either talking about the fact that he is going Tempests, or he's advertising one of those underground dance bands or clubs named Tempt. Hey man, you gonna go to Club Tempt tonight? Nah man, I gotta defend my #1 worldwide rank in the 2v2 ladder. Because only me and my teammate can appreciate said achievements. This is my subtle way of trying to get people to do more 2v2 ladders, or not ladders, tournaments. I would love if there were more 2v2 tournaments. Maybe everyone should be in 2v2 competition, not 1v1. Think about it. Think about it. It would be awesome. Hopefully the strategies get less cheesy than what they are right now, because even I go 6-pool proxy forge. You don't even need to build a proxy forge, and yet I do. So we see Sandman getting his fleet beacon up. He's spending a lot of chrono boosts on all these various things. But then the 4-gate comes in. Stop! I think a reasonable play. Interestingly, this wall-off placement with the fast shield upgrade seems ridiculous, but it's the only thing the Forge can really do. to support the Tempest. And look at this. This placement actually allows us to retreat unscathed. 2 Tempests are still a little ways out. Still a little ways out. More pylons going down. Sandman still knows that the biggest danger is getting supply blocked, and Sandman has to present to us a solution to this problem of how do you stay alive against a 4-gate? How on earth do you stay alive against, well, Mothership Core, Tempests, and actually, well, I mean, there's 3 Tempests out. Sandman does have the supply lead. There's actually 19 probes on the other side. That's pretty typical for a 4-gater. Some nice micro, the ridiculously huge health of Tempests, and he's fine. This fellow's going to be fine. Yeah. In the units lost tab, a little bit more for our letters friend up in the top right. But still primarily buildings are the units lost. And with a wholesome GG, Sandman has solved himself a problem. He figured it out. He was up against the 4-gate, and one of his friends was saying, "Hey Sandman, I keep losing to 4-gates. What do I do?" And Sandman says, "You know, you're probably not getting your Tempest fast enough. I think that's really the issue at hand. You gotta hurry up and get those Tempests." Did you hear that? That scared me to death. I dropped my pen and it went right into my computer fan. Oh my god. It scared me, man. It was actually really terrifying. Okay, listen. Sandman solves the shit out of problems a little bit too hard. He goes kind of to extremes. It's not like get an extra cannon or have good placement. It's like get the Tempest. Can you imagine being in Sandman's house? "Hey man, can you kill that fly over there?" "Yeah, sure. What do you want me to do?" "Can you get a gun?" "A gun? Where would I get a gun?" "I don't know. Buy Germany. They make guns." "Where would I get enough money to buy Germany?" "We'll just impersonate Bill Gates. Steal his identity." "How would I steal Bill Gates' identity?" "Look, cut his skin off and climb into a Bill Gates skin suit and become him." "Jesus, where would I get a knife to do that?" It's like, oh, it's in the kitchen by the fly swatter. Like, Sandman is a hero. He solved the 4-gate with the Tempest play like a boss. Let's go ahead and hop into the next game. Let me just close the replay. Let's hope it doesn't crash. Alright, there. Good. Good. This next game I actually like quite a bit because it showcases a type of thought process that I actually, to this day, am a little bit surprised exists. Our hero in this game is none other than Sour Spinach. Whoa, that's the wrong button. Then Sour Spinach. Sour Spinach, of course, with the good luck, have fun in the house. Sour Spinach, getting up on the main screen. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, it's I Train Botul, or El Train Botul, who is completely blown away, who says the GLHF right away. Mass exclamation points from Spinach. You are in a house, right? To which I Train Botul replies, yes. Yes, he is. He is not playing outdoors, nor in an apartment. Alright. Then, good luck, have fun, indeed, proper grammar. Using then, not than. Like, alright then, good luck, have fun. But I am bad guy. Uh-oh. A little bit of trouble there, but that's fine. Sour Spinach gets it. That's okay, I'm a bad girl. This is a ladder match. They're supposed to be mortal enemies. Some sort of naughty talk going on? Don't worry, everyone gets completely off and terrible in just a moment. Gotta turn down that heat. Sour Spinach doing the smart thing, getting the assimilator and the assimilator right away. Making sure he has enough gas. I Train Batul, getting the barracks and the barracks right away. No orbital command needed yet. Alright, so Sour Spinach realizes something might be wrong. Sour Spinach begins scouting around. Run. Seeing he sees no orbital command. Okay. And then he sees the orbital command. Yep, there's the orbital command. There's another barracks. So, of course, let's just get a sentry to deal with any of those problems. We better get the Stargate up, because we gotta get some Tempests going now. No, says Sour Spinach. And then Sour Spinach follows us up. Now you might throw down 6 racks. I mean, kind of that. Kind of very similar to that. Sour Spinach on point with this build order, going gas first, followed by Fleet Beacon. Having the sentry at the front, sending a probe out just to be sure, has no idea that I train Batul is going for the Marines. Now, with most cheesy rushes, I think the reason a lot of cheesy rushes work is because your opponent is not expecting a cheesy rush. And you spring in there, and you kill him before he really has anything or any time to respond. But if you wait a little bit too long, that's like marinating a steak for several months. It's just not going to add a lot more flavor and will likely kill you. So we see all them Marines moving on in. Quickly, force field! Nailed it! Alright, well we did have enough time to micro. Alright, now with all of our gas, we're going to go ahead and get that Tempest up. And in terms of defense, we should probably get that Tempest out really quickly. Probably get it out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to chrono boost a Stalker. We got some bunkers going down. We should probably get that Mothership core up. We're a little bit low on pylons, but we're not low on micro, friends. We are not low on micro. So Tempest number 1 arrives, immediately fires a shot off, and it's time for some micro. And much like a 4-gate being defended by Tempest, can a 4 racks defend against Tempests? An interesting question. 4-gate research going down in this game, which just surprises me, which is just really shocking. This heroic pylon on the left side. Forge goes down. Yeah, let's get some cannons up here. I mean, we don't really need the minerals. We're building Tempests. Slowly but surely, 3 kills. Now, it does take us a long time to kill off one of these Marines, and he is making them 4 at a time, but I believe we're hanging in there. As sort of a charity maneuver, we see I bought Datul. Pull back just a little bit, and uh-oh. Tempest? Is Tempest really the answer? I mean, the last question in my eyes, is Sour Spinach can defend this sort of push, then maybe Tempest are the solution to 6 pools. More pylons going down, chrono boost in the supply block. Having killed off the unfortunate pylon powering the Stargate. Supply block has occurred. Now, Tempest essentially never run out of health. And I Train Batul is realizing, man, you know what, I better get up something that isn't Marines. Straight away, the Terran villain begins throwing down some more supply depots. Feeling so far so good. Uh-oh. Mothership core enables the planetary nexus, which means that everything that Sour Spinach has is a dotted line unit. The dotted line of the nexus. The dotted line of the Tempest. Dat lines, man. Can you imagine if everything had dotted lines, including Zerglings, roaches? I think that would really help clarity of the game, especially at an esports competitive level. Signed, First Time Internet Forum Poster 25. Alright, so now I Train Batul is faced with a sort of odd predicament. Does he keep on rushing? If Sour Spinach loses, does he say, I hate losing to rushers? Do any of them have both an in-game defense and an emotional defense, should that loss occur? I mean, with no production structures, I think Sour Spinach does the smart play and just gets a literal mothership. An actual mothership. We can't salvage all the bunkers, just this one, to get a little bit of money back to keep making Marines with. So there's I Train Batul, piling it up. Now, how good is Sour Spinach's micro? He's expanding. Uh-oh. And total cloaking occurs. God, don't you hate it? Like, I actually want to know, because there's always that social component to any game, because I actually wonder how stupid I sounded when I was in, like, 7th grade and, like, talking to my brother about stuff. She was like, dude, I had the dumbest, most annoying game. And Nick's like, what happened, man? I am a sweet and emotionally reassuring person, and I care about 7th grade Sean. And I'm like, well, Nick, this is what happened. So, I've been on the ladder, and I've been playing a lot of macro games. And he's like, yeah, totally. I'm right there with you, 7th grade Sean, who incidentally plays StarCraft 2. And I'm like, look, listen. Everyone's been going macro, so I figure I would mind game a little bit today. I figure I would mind game my opponent by building 2 barracks in the middle of the map and then 2 barracks at home and not getting an orbital command. Because he thinks that I'm going to get an orbital, then I'm going to surprise him I'm not going to get the orbital. And he's like, sure, sure, sure. He loves me. He's a caring brother. And then I say, but this problem happened that, like, when he gets the Tempest out and the Marines in the rush can't catch up to the Tempest. He's like, yeah, what do those things have? Range like 15? I'm like, yeah, and the Marines only have range 6. So I knew that I had to transition. And he's like, all right, cool. I was like, so I transitioned. I started my gas then. I had to start the gas up. So that way I could, you know, do a tech switch to anything that can fight the Tempest. He's totally. And I'm like, but then I had enough Marines. These Tempests were in a vulnerable position, and I went in there, and he had the mothership done, and all the Tempests were cloaked. And he'd be like, jeez, I hate it when that happens. I want to actually know if there's that story, because I mean, for like, if I've had terrible games like this, and I just buy a new copy of StarCraft 2 and start a whole new account, because I don't want anyone to ever go through the match history and find that game, man. But there are people out there who have the stories like this, of the ridiculous, deep anxiety and the frustrations that they faced, and how all the reasonable decisions they made couldn't have been more reasonable, and yet they lost anyways. And those stories are called bad beat stories in poker. Alright, cool. Because then I thought that he thought that then I wouldn't, but then in the river! Oh! Sour Spinach moving out with, I mean, not necessarily the golden fleet, but certainly like a nice copper fleet. Perhaps like a zinc fleet. Alright, trying to get the add-ons up. Now, what emotional defense does iTrain Batul have? Perhaps he doesn't have as reassuring an older brother as I do. Oh, look at that proxy pylon. Perhaps he doesn't have that reassuring older brother to comfort him. So he has to have some line of emotional defense, as well as the in-game Tempest Mothership defense. And what is that going to be? What a hacking 6-letter bleep word! You know, based upon my research, and based upon all the empirical evidence collected in this game, I'm pretty sure that Sour Spinach is a hacker. That has to be it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, that's 5 bleeps. Oh, what a hacking. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yes, that's what I do, says Sour Spinach. I mean, sometimes you just gotta fess up as you rebuild your cybernetics core because you don't have one. Sometimes you just gotta, like, turn on all the hacks. How could he have known that I had 2 barracks in the middle, and that the solution to that was to rush for Tempests? The infamous Mine Viking combo is gonna be enough. Nope, got a Tempest up. Gotta get that Tempest up. You know, and there's really no better compliment I think that you can give a player is to tell him he's a hacker. I mean, I always think of, you know, the things that, because there's the sort of compliments that you receive that, you know, like, you know, I remember a friend of mine who, like, bought a dress to celebrate the fact that she graduated, and it was a nice dress. So I was like, dude, that's like a really nice dress. I really like that dress. And she was like, really? And I could tell it just like made her day. I didn't mean to make her day, but her day was made. And there's many compliments like that are the positive things. That haircut is so sexy. But rarely ever can someone say something to you with venom. Like, anytime someone calls me a hacker, I'm like, you... me? Oh my god. Oh my god, I do. I hack. What a sweetheart. Oh, so of course I trained Batul. Starting things off. He's gonna do the ever so dastardly counter to the Tempest, the Viking Widowmine strat. And the Tempest will never be in range of any of that stuff because Tempest. Here the mines are, threatening this pylon. And, I trained Batul he's struggling okay. And units lost habits, little grisly. But I mean, if your opponent hacks, what are you gonna do? What a little sweetheart he was. Mine succeed in killing a Zealot. Not more than a one, though. The attempted drop gets a little bit thwarted. And, I mean, maybe he was on Allied chat. That's the only reason I can think as to why we didn't see a GG. So, when we come back, we're going to watch a glorious game that I think I can describe with no other words than glorious. So stay tuned. Funday Monday, Part 3 coming up right after this.